And we are in game one, guys. The first one. Love to see it. MbL playing with the Byzantines. DracKeN playing with Italians. This is on Shoals, of course. This beautiful hybrid map. Big lake at the center. Players will be around the lake. They'll have the possibility of going for fish if they want to. And compared to the previous versions of Shoals, this one actually does contain deep fish. And in great abundance as well. So it makes the center much more worthy fighting for. And we have seen the players go for it quite a lot. You live in summer over there. What storm are you talking about? What do you mean? You don't have summer storms there? Here, summer is the most active storm season. And the weird thing that is that it was taking place like very late in the night. Usually, I mean, it's probably not limited by the time of the day, right? Oh, here it's like super common. The last 2 months here, where you based and what will be your storm season? That is something that I haven't actually considered yet. Something I haven't considered yet when moving to a different country. I didn't realize that obviously the weather was going to be different, but I didn't realize the patterns were going to change as well. Interesting. But yeah, it was very, very late at night, so it was very annoying because it kept on waking me up. Regardless though, switch back to the game and taking a look at the civilizations. Starting with the bull player. Starting with DracKeN. He's playing with the Italians, so he's gonna get 20% cheaper gunpowder units, a 15% discount on fishing ships, as well as a 15% discount to go up to the next stage. 33% cheaper university and dock upgrades, in addition to for the team bonus access to condottieri from the barracks in the Imperial Age. While MbL is playing with the Byzantines. So it's gonna have a bunch of bonuses from 25% faster attacking fire ships, which is fantastic. Also affecting fire galleys, of course. We'll see for Byzantines a 33% discount on, yeah, to go to the Imperial Age. They get free town watch, free town patrol, 25% cheaper skirm, spear, and camel rider units. In addition, 10, 20, 30, and 40% extra HP on buildings in the Dark Feudal Castle in Imperial Age. Team bonus finally for Byzantines will allow them to heal units twice as fast with monks. That'll be about it. So, having gone through both the civs over here, I am liking Byzantines a little bit better over here overall as a civilization. But because of the water being so important, I think the Italians are going to kind of offset for a little bit of the lead that I would probably give Byzantines in any other map, but we'll see, of course. With 25% faster attacking fire line units, if you can get a good amount of fire galleys out in the Feudal Age, I may actually be able to offset for that as well. I live in Istanbul, and there's no storm here whatsoever. Maybe one day, once a year. Wow! Is that so? Really? You would think that... Well, I would think that in Istanbul you would probably have storms because of it being so... You know, the location. But yeah, maybe I am completely wrong. I'm just going to Google that to make sure. Yeah, because of the water, right? Huh. The more you know. It's probably related to something else then. I don't know. No climatologist. Oh! DracKeN! Careful, man! MbL did not pay attention over there at that point in time, otherwise he might have been able to get the villager down. You know, DracKeN was only now going for Loom. If MbL were paying attention, he probably would have been able to get the villager down anyway. He does have 2 villagers moving forward though, so it's going to be a full trash push from MbL. And this makes sense. He's not going to try and make a play for water. Only 3 fishing ships over here for MbL, so he's not invested too heavily into it, and that means that he's going to have the resources, going to focus his resources into a land push. However, DracKen's going for the walls already. Yeah, notice? He probably thought of this the moment he saw MbL scout forward. His own scout, he's bringing back. Doesn't mean that he is not interested in scouting, he just wants to see if MbL is around. Now, that's not the best location for scouting though. And MbL's here now. Yeah, notice that MbL's trying. Yeah, that's going to be quite a clear telltale from MbL, just trying to deny the walls over here for a little bit. Already gave DracKeN the clue that MbL is indeed coming forward. So we have the archer range up, and he did go for a barracks back home. Now he's making a transition to the berries. And we see the tower come up, and DracKeN sees the tower come up as well. This one is going to have enough range to push the villagers away from gold, which is fantastic. That's already 100 resources down the drain from DracKeN if he ends up getting pushed away from here. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, we'll see another gold DracKeN will have access to. We'll see a stone that DracKen's gonna have access to. Yeah, notice that the bull player is pulling the villagers away from the gold. Just a little bit before he gets enough to potentially click out to the Castle Age on a standard civilization, but because he gets a 15% discount as Italians, will actually be able to call just fine, and this is remarkable. From DracKeN, of course, and not something that he'd be able to go for with any other civilization in this circumstance, so well done. Now we'll see MbL coming in with the scouts. He's in the field. He should be able to get 1 village down, not 2 though. And extra walls coming in for DracKeN as well. This is starting to become a little bit expensive, but he needs to go for it because now MbL breached through the first layer, and DracKeN did not have a second layer ready. He's going for it now. Left hand side, we have some villagers moving over from DracKeN over to the neutral gold. That is very interesting to see. He's sending a few additional villagers as well. As opposed to going for his starting gold, his 2 tiles over here, he's going for the gold on the left hand side. And that is very far from home, so it's not necessarily that is going to be any harder. It's just a little bit of extra walking time, right? But being so far from home means that if MbL were to go up to the Castle Age soon, start going for like crossbows or knights or whatever, DracKen's not going to be in a position to defend himself. However, DracKen's going to be the first player to the Castle Age, and we're probably expecting to see a DC come up here from the bull player, and he doesn't really have the wood yet because once again this has been very, very pricey. But very soon he's going to. You can see he's getting very close. There we are. And he might actually end up going for the second TC on the left-hand side. And I think that'll be wise. Yes. And the second TC is coming up. So not too much happening yet. MbL's been trying to put a lot of pressure. So far he's been unable to achieve much of anything. DracKeN, for the most part, focus on his economy and fast castling. He did not spend any resources going for navy for the most part. Only now he's gone for a fire galley. But MbL's now been under a lot of pressure. As a matter of fact, he's going up to the Castle Age right now, and he was able to survive with his 3 fishing ships, and he's going for his own fire galleys. But check this out though. Here comes the knight from DracKeN. It's gonna be the first of many as we see extra units coming his way. And MbL manages to get some walls up over here. Those are not really going to do much of anything though, so I'm not really sure what that was about. What is that? I don't know, but DracKeN still has 2 knights over here. He's been taking a lot of damage from the TC. Spearman can very easily take the knights down. And here comes DracKeN though, yes! MbL did not pay attention over there, so we'll see the first villager go down, and that is so close! The villager's going to walk back home. And the next one absorbed a lot of damage, did not go down, but it's gonna be left on 4 HP only. Then on the right hand side, MbL's cooking up the push. Once again, it's gonna try to breach through probably, but there is a 30C coming up for DracKeN, so MbL is not looking the best. The Bull player's been able to keep this TC working for the most part. You can see that he's got lower idle TC time compared to MbL despite being on 2 TCs. Now this is going to be the third one, right? So yes. Great. Is he in complete laser dominance? We'll see about that. It's looking very good right now. Though, true. And MbL is going for the second TC, but of course, it's going to take some time for him to get the 2 additional TCs up, and it's not even a given. It's not even a given that he will be able to keep production from all 3 TCs or even all 2 TCs, right? Because we're going to see instead on the right hand side all the TCs from DracKeN working non-stop. 27 seconds of idle TC time for both these players, and DracKeN has already been able to get ahead by 9 workers. He might end up losing all the fishing ships over here though. The sea tower I don't think is going to be enough to suffice an offset for the upgrade difference between the navy units. So DracKeN's most likely not going to end up losing all the fishing ships, but even then, because he does have the extra TC, he should be able to keep on pulling himself further ahead. Next night's coming up for DracKeN. As a side note, he's probably the best water clown. He even had islands as a home map, and he even kept qualifiers. That seems about right. Didn't we see him play like really well in Nomad not too long ago? Playing water actually. There. Or, well, he was looking strong from what I remember, but anyway, of course, see what we get. Might have been the series versus Dark. Is more diverse than the arena reputation might suggest? Yeah, absolutely. He's got more navy units right now compared to MbL. Still has not gone for War Galley. Might not matter. Siege Workshop on the left hand side. And MbL's going for a Siege Workshop himself. Both these players will have access to the same unit. So DracKen's economy now is extended over to 16 extra workers. There we go. It seems like MbL might finally be able to clean this up. Yeah, we'll still have only fire galleys coming out from DracKeN. At this point, I'd probably just stop investing into water at all. He is going to need the war galley upgrade to really face MbL's units, and that is on top of the investment that he needs to actually get the units out in the first place, so. Because probably the current score situation is not enough of an indication for DracKeN to realize just how far ahead he is in economy. Yeah, and MbL's gonna keep on putting pressure on water. He's going for the 30C now, but DracKeN DracKeN is 18 workers ahead, and it's going to continue going higher by the minute. Redemption is coming in though for DracKeN. Fantastic. MbL Civilization also does have access to redemption. I don't think I spotted him going for it yet. Oh! Mana goes down from MbL to DracKeN Scout. We have 1 and 1 left. DracKeN is not going for any extra ones. MbL is not going for any extra ones, so it seems like the push over here has kind of stopped. In this position, we'll see both these players contesting or controlling even different neutral golds. Now, DracKeN has already been collecting a lot of extra resources. You take a look at gather economy time, and he's got almost, actually over an hour. He's got 17 minutes of extra gather economy time compared to MbL. So it should be on his way to the Imperial Age very soon. And MbL, on the other hand, yeah, is not going up anytime soon. Now, he shouldn't really take too long to master resource he needs to click up. But DracKeN should definitely be the first one to go up for sure. Can you compare the two civilizations to click up imp resources? Well, DracKeN is trying to balance his economy to go up right away. But for the Italians, he gets a 15% discount. So it goes from 1,000 food to 850 food. From 800 gold right down to 680 gold. And for MbL, he gets a 33% discount, so it's going to go down to 666 food, if I'm not wrong anyway. And that's going to be 466 gold, if I am not mistaken, for MbL, if my quick maths are correct. DracKeN will go up faster, yes, and MbL, he was getting very close to having enough resources to click up himself, but in the end, he ended up queuing a bunch of extra villagers, going for the light cavalry upgrade. The things here and there do add up. MbL is so hard to kill and he has the Byzantines? Yeah, true. And DracKeN seems like he did realize about this on time and ended up losing 2 villagers already to the mango shot. The castle on the way. Now for MbL, a defensive one. However, DracKeN already managed to get one up. He's going for the second castle. Should find himself in a position to completely outproduce MbL, even if the red player was somehow able to click out to the Imperial Age himself. There we go. One villager goes down from DracKeN. Another one. Doesn't seem to be paying attention though. This is the kind of thing that might allow MbL to eventually catch up. DracKeN's once again going to let a few extra villagers die over here. He realizes about it now. But yeah, those things have been happening to DracKeN throughout the game. We already saw earlier with the mangonel, and he's got to be extremely careful and cautious not to just let MbL get away with too many kills, right? So MbL noticed that the TC and the castles were close to the neutral gold on the left hand side, so he just brought the light cavalry over to the right hand side. Straight to the back of DracKeN's base, and he's already gonna start getting a bunch of villagers down. How many villagers have these light cavalry gotten? At the very least 7 so far. And it's going to be much higher than that. And DracKeN He's sending some condottieri now. Try and defend the villagers, but of course, so long as MbL pays attention, he could try and take advantage of the mobility. Those light cavalry and keep on getting more and more villager picks. So we have only 3 scouts left. Those have taken 6 villagers, 2 scouts left, 1 scout left. Finally, the scouts get cleaned up. And MbL ends up losing the castle on the left-hand side as well. So DracKeN has stabilized back home. And he's starting to gain some ground down the south. But you brought up a key point, Bailo. MbL is so freaking resilient. I love to call him the tardigrade of Age of Empires. And indeed, 1 head gets cut off, so to say, and 2 more will grow in its place. So he gets pushed away around the south, and 1 TC crumbles. He's already gone for 2 additional TCs preemptively on the right hand side, and he's just going to keep on kind of moving, kind of slithering around the map, just moving his economy, transporting his economy around the map as he loses ground. The left hand side is just going to expand over to the right hand side. So DracKeN would probably be very wise to try and group all the condottieri he's got that he's gone for defenses and bring these over to the right hand side, right? Because his momentum on the left hand side is already good. He's got the Genoese crossbows and the trebuchets, and ideally he's gonna need something to put a stop to MbL's expansion on the right hand side so that he can contain the red player. Maybe try and consider a split push. There we are. There we go. By the way, I was just going through my quick maths and I messed up earlier. It's not going to be 466 gold. If my quick maths now are correct, I think it's going to be more like 533. But yeah, not 100% sure. I'm gonna have to take a look at the tech tree after the game is over. It's been kind of itching my brain a little bit. Very nice damage coming out from MbL around DracKen's defensive castle, but the castle is coming up. And DracKeN is still on a very healthy villager count, even if MbL's higher right now. You gotta keep in mind that MbL, he spent a lot of extra resources going for this extra economy, which is what delayed his Imperial Age time as much, right? It's gonna take some time eventually. It's gonna... Here we are. Eventually it's going to pay off, the stronger economy, but something else to keep in mind, another factor when comparing economies between both the players is that while MbL does have a higher villager count over here and has lost the fewest villagers this game so far, he did spend the most on eco-infrastructure by going for the extra TCs on the right hand side, going for the extra TCs down south whenever he got pushed away from the left. So long as DracKeN can keep the pressure going over here and forcing extra buildings, extra economy from MbL, that's actually really good because it's not just the extra villagers. The TCs over here have come at a pretty price for MbL. Let's take a look at the gather economy time between both the players. It's looking better for DracKeN still. By a lot, as a matter of fact. About 2.5 hours or so. There we are, another castle crumbles from MbL, and DracKen's population's looking great. It's looking better for military, and economy is still going to be higher for MbL, but MbL actually might have overboomed right now. DracKen's villager count is more than sufficient to sustain the push he's going for right now, and MbL on the other hand, he spent so much into economy, it's not looking the best. We have some cataphracts for MbL coming out. He's got, however, just the one castle left over here. He is going for a second castle, but cataphracts will not suffice so long as DracKeN has a significant amount of Genuine crossbows, of course. Well, we don't have too many over here, to be fair, from DracKeN. But the castle is going down, so we won't get too many cataphracts from MbL anyway. Yeah, and DracKeN's momentum over here is very strong. Hold on a moment though. Did DracKeN just mass delete a bunch of villagers? He's gone down from 141 to 117 workers. I'm not exactly sure where that happened though. I might actually have to take a look at that in a moment. Oh, the cataphracts ignore the Genuine bonus? That is something that I was not aware of. Interesting. I remember that they had like a anti-cavalry type of armor sort of thing. And also bonus against infantry after you research Logistica. By default, it is going to be 9. Is it going to be 9? Yeah, it's going to be 9 actually. It's a little bit higher, I think, after you go for Logistica, right? Yeah, fair point. It's going to be condottieri then, just for DracKeN. For the most part, it seems to be working pretty well. The castle crumbles. One castle left for MbL, but the cataphracts, as low in numbers as they are actually doing a lot of damage over here. They're actually working really well. MbL is bringing some villagers over to try and take the churches down as well, and DracKeN's forced back into his castle on the left-hand side. Now, this is what I was talking about earlier. Something from DracKeN to try and prevent MbL from expanding further on the right-hand side. And the castle is going to be a pretty good option for DracKeN, right? So now if MbL keeps on getting pushed on the left-hand side, he's not really going to have any extra surface area to work with on the right-hand side anymore. DracKeN has put a stop sign in the form of a castle. And the road's only going to take MbL to where he's been already. Pavis is on the way for... what am I talking about? I'm thinking about DracKeN because he's on the left-hand side, but it's actually MbL. So he's going for Greek Fire. MbL is going for Greek Fire? Why? He's gonna try to get water back. Okay. I don't know about this. Fast fire ships coming up. DracKen's got a significant amount of navy units over here as well. He's got cannon galleons. He realizes about this now. He should be trying to target the docks and then the castle. Yeah, Greek Fire is a technology that we don't see very often. And here comes MbL. Does he have what it takes though? Does he have the punching power he needs? Well, DracKeN is bringing a meat shield with the zone fire ships. I think these are fast fires too. Yes. It's gonna start going for some extra fast fire ships in addition to the galleon that he's got. He should be able to hold on just fine over here. Yes. This is going down on the right hand side. On the left hand side he cannot push because of the cataphracts. He's got condottieri for the most part, and there we go. Push is looking great from DracKeN. 200 population. MbL is getting cornered harder and harder. Very soon is gonna get completely pushed away from the center goal. And this is huge, guys. MbL needs to do something. DracKeN takes the TC down, and he's going for an extra castle on the right hand side as well. MbL won't have access to gold anymore. Of course, not to say that his civilization is going to be particularly gold reliant, but against the condottiere, you're gonna need something other than skirmishers, something other than pikemen. Over the year, you're gonna need the cataphracts, and without access to this gold, well, what cataphracts is MbL ever gonna be able to produce? DracKen's collected 4 out of 5 relics. MbL is gonna try to get this one. He won't try to get this relic. He's going for a university instead. There we go. Now we have Cavalier coming out for DracKeN. The Italians are actually pretty versatile themselves, even if they don't get the best cavalry. They do have fully upgraded Hussar. They do get fully upgraded Cavalier. So he gets the job done. You can see that he's completely destroying all the skirmishers over here, and with extra Cavalier on the way, with all the extra gold that he still has available on the left hand side, he can go for a power play just to push MbL away from the goal over here. And when he does so, MbL is effectively going to be out of hope over here. And the game seems like it's been over for a while already. It's just been a matter of MbL not calling the GG over here because he's able to survive longer. I don't know if he's maybe trying to wear DracKeN tiles, maybe he's trying to tire his opponent, but to be fair, DracKeN hasn't really seemed particularly fatigued by this from MbL, and he's still doing a really good job. He's still pushing extremely hard from now both ends of MbL's economy. So now the red player calls a GG, and this did go in favor of DracKeN. So that's gonna be 1-0. Going through the bonuses, we'll see a better KD for DracKeN. It's gonna be better than 4-3 even. Besides that, we see for economy, a stronger economy for DracKeN as well, collecting about 16,000 extra resources. And for society, there is a villager max count that is a little bit higher compared to, well, for MbL compared to DracKeN, but once again, that's a lot of extra resources MbL spent, especially during the Castle Age to delay his Imperial Age. And that is without taking into account the extra resources he spent going for extra TCs and whatnot. So let me just go back over here a quick moment because I want to take a look at DracKen's mass villager deletion somewhere. Probably around here or so. I'm pretty sure I saw him go from 140 something villagers to 117 or so. But it's not here. It's earlier. Or did he lose a lot of villagers and I completely missed that? I'm pretty sure it wasn't the turn of a minute or so. Wasn't it? Yeah, from here, 140. 141 villagers for DracKeN. What happened? 144. Probably just selected a bunch of villagers somewhere, deleted them. Yeah. Oh! I knew it! The ultimate sacrifice. The only reason DracKeN won was because of his mass sacrifice to the Lord Doubt. If it weren't because of his blood sacrifice over here, DracKeN would certainly have gotten pushed back by MbL. Well done. Well done. Big brain moves right there. Let's see. So that's Shoals going in favor of DracKeN for civilizations. We saw the Italians versus the Byzantines. And let's go for game number 2 right away. That one's gonna be Kilimanjaro. Let me just switch the colors once again. There we are. Welcome everyone then to game number 2 in the series. DracKeN playing towards the south of the map with the Chinese. MbL playing with the Mayans up in the north. And it still has arena? Yes. Against MbL no less. So this might actually be very good for DracKeN. But yeah, he's playing with the Chinese here, which means he's going to get, with the civilization, 3 extra village spawns starting the game. It does come with the expense of 200 food and 50 wood. Besides that, we'll see for the Chinese also 5 extra population support per TCs, 5 higher line of sight from the TCs, and 10, 15, 20% cheaper upgrades in the feudal, castle, and imperial ages. The team bonus finally is going to give DracKeN 10% extra food on farms for free. While MbL, he's playing with Mayans. That means gonna have for the red player 1 additional villager when he starts. In addition to that, we'll have for Mr. MbL 15% longer lasting resources, 10, 20, and 30% cheaper archer units in the feudal, castle, and imperial ages. And then for the team bonus, we'll see for the Mayans 40% discount on walls, which can be quite handy. Especially on this map where you're probably going to go for the walls anyway, because how far you are from your opponent, you do have plenty of time to do it. So let's take a look at the map generation. Starting with DracKeN. He's got the main gold up in the north. In front of his DC, he's got a secondary gold on the right hand side to the side. He's got also the berries on the right hand side. These are pretty safe. And then for stone, he's got the main stone on the left hand side towards the north, so a little bit exposed. And the secondary gold, secondary stone rather, sorry, this one is going to be close to the edge of the map, so that is good. However, some walls from here to here, here to here, and here to here should be enough for him to protect the stone. And 1 wood line, but the rest of the resources, namely the golds and the secondary stone, those are going to be a little bit exposed. There is the option for him to go for a greedier wall, maybe try to go for something like this, connecting the outer wood lines in such a way that he does end up securing all those resources. And once again, because how far away the players are from each other, this might actually be something that he could get away with. But it would be very expensive and very time consuming, right? Well, taking a look up in the north towards the left hand side, we'll see for MbL. He's got the main goal on the back, he's got the main stone on the back. Secondary goal and secondary stone on the right hand sides. And the berries are forward. But right off the bat, MbL's map generation seems a little bit better. If he gets the walls like this, and from here towards the TC, and even from the lake towards the TC, he already secures 2 minerals, the stone and the gold, and the main gold at that, and the main stone at that, so it's only the secondary ones that are going to be kind of exposed. If we were to see MbL try to go for greedier walls, trying to connect the outer resources like this, it would still not really secure those extra minerals against archer type units, so I think the small walls that we were suggesting earlier are probably going to work better. Fun fact, my team, the Bruins goalie, became the fastest goalie to record 25 wins in a season, broke a 90-year-old record. Right. Let's see. BS making a play for goal already. It's gonna go for the Drush flash play. DracKeN. It's not really much of a Drush, is it? But MbL already has the barracks. He does not need the barracks if he's just going to go for a straight flush. So I am expecting to see some leeches come out. So it's going to be more of a Minotaur's Archer's push as opposed to a Drush at this point already. And MbL is not going for it though. Okay. That seems awkward. DracKeN on the other hand, he's got the barracks coming up right now. He is on his way to the fuel age. So this is going to be a little bit more standard, and he does not have any gold miners whatsoever. So this is going to be a scout play from DracKeN. And if the Bruins keep getting points at the pace they have so far, the second ranked team could win every single remaining game they have, and they'd still rank second. Season is only halfway through. Damn, that sounds like full domination right there for sure. Yeah. Hey, there we go. MbL is going for the archer range now. For a moment over there, he actually, I believe he queued an Eagle Scout. That might have been a misclick. He cancelled it, and now he's going for a spearman. But yeah, it's going to be just straight archers for MbL. Seems so awkward. On the right-hand side, DracKeN is getting the wall support here. It's not going to be quite as greedy as I thought it was going to be, or as I suggested he could potentially go for. As you can see, the resources are still very much exposed. The gold, the stone. And by going for these walls, he only secures the secondary stone. Well, MbL loses the Eagle Scout. He's got the archers moving forward already, and DracKeN probably got vision already of. Well, he did get vision of the archer for sure. I'm not really sure if he was paying attention. I think he might have, because he was fighting actively with that scout just a moment ago. He's macroing it right now, so probably he realized about the archer coming up, and he's going for a defensive tower. It's an extra villager sword to the gold. Hey, guys. Here come the extra archers for MbL. He's trying to break through. He does not want to go out to the goal. He knows about the tower already.
Shot it.
There we are. Damn! 4 lines! For the first question already. Both house, not for very long. Here comes MbL. DracKeN defends himself successfully and does not really need to go for too many extra units, right? Skirmishes his guts should be able to hold on against substantially larger amount of archers even. Now we'll see a tower coming in for MbL. Well, so long as DracKeN pays attention over here, should be able to react to this. That tower is just one tile too close, and DracKeN's going to get vision of it. However, he kind of needed the tower to come up over here so that he would be able to get fletching and end up denying the goal. But he doesn't end up relocating it though. Let's check. Okay. He's going to relocate it again. This one. Yeah, he's got fletching already actually. So this one already targets all 4 tiles of gold. He's not going to target all the villagers because it doesn't reach the south sides of this south tile of gold. But yeah. It's just going to result in a tower war. Now both towers can reach each other. And MbL is going for a second tower though. This is good. This is actually really, really nice from MbL. And we saw this in the past. There was one arena game that we cast in this tournament that kind of played out like this. With a full... I believe it was a pole trash. with double, even triple tower pushes, and it was so hard to defend against, and it seems like this is going to be another one of those. And MbL? Well, MbL is going to take the tower down, he's going to push DracKeN away from gold, and there's only one goal left for DracKeN to potentially collect from, but it's so exposed that it's unlikely he'll ever be able to get access to it without risking losing the villagers. So MbL is effectively denying both the golds from DracKeN. Well, the Castle Age might be on the way very soon for both these players, and DracKeN will still have about 312 gold available to work with. If he does not manage to clean the towers up, well, MbL is going to be the only player with access to gold in the Castle Age, and that's going to put DracKeN in a very precarious position. Another tower on the way now for MbL to defend the gold, and this is so good. DracKeN failed to react on time, unfortunately, to the second tower. Did not have the resources to go for another one himself, and that puts MbL in a fantastic spot. DracKeN instead is gonna try to be sneaky. He sends some villagers over the left-hand side, and he's got 2 stables coming up, as well as a gold mine coming up, or a mining camp next to the golds coming up. So he's managed to sneak some villagers around. This could actually come as a big surprise to MbL. We take a look at the red player's point of view. For all he cares, all he knows is that he is the one putting pressure up over here. He probably does not need to worry too much about the possibility of DracKeN going for a counter push, because how could DracKeN ever get the push going if he's got to defend himself, right? Like, it's only natural to think that way. But we know better. We know that DracKeN is about to start laying on MbL. We see the Knights already on the way. Bloodline is about to finish researching as well. Scale bar, the almost there already. And MbL is going for the Eagle Warrior upgrade. What's your opinion on the matter? Chaos has no norm, yet it can follow norms. I'd prefer to stick to Age of Empires. Conveniently enough. Oh, DracKeN sending all the villagers over to the left. Oh! This could actually hint MbL as to where DracKeN has tried to expand to, but notice that DracKeN, the big brain lizard he is, he actually splits some of the villagers that he was sending over to the left hand side, and he sent them over to the TC, not to alert MbL about the migration over to the left. However, MbL was already suspecting this, and he did already scout this with one of the Eagles. So now he knows about it. Now he knows about it as the Knights are coming in. The quick walls come out for MbL, but it's not going to be enough, or is it? It's going to be enough to keep him alive for the time being, but DracKen's push over here is just as deadly as MbL's push around DracKen's base. The Knights here, significantly stronger compared to the Eagle Warriors that MbL has been roaming around DracKen's base. And, you know, so far, DracKen's lost a single villager. Is not too bad. That's going to be the second one, though. Well, MbL's not paying attention. DracKen's not paying attention either. He could have saved the villager easily. Yeah, there we go. But we're gonna see one go down from MbL. First villager going down from the red player, and it's not going to be the end of it. Yeah, we'll see more villagers go down, of course. That is another one. The third villager. We're gonna see the fourth villager go down. No extra Knights coming in from DracKeN that I can see. Okay, there we go. He's got some. Down the south, a few extra villages going down from DracKeN to the Eagles as well. There we are. Yeah, good defense now from DracKeN the Swale. MbL doesn't really have anything to get any damage down with over here. However, because of the extra TC from MbL, the villager count is not particularly close right now. Now this is good though! MbL is not realizing about this! Way too late, way too little. If MbL ever tried to save those villagers, he probably would have ended up losing them anyway. Now DracKeN has taken almost twice as many villagers from MbL than the other way around. He's got a much stronger military count, but MbL still finds himself 4 villages ahead, so DracKeN's gotta keep on pushing over here. I would say the damage he's done though has already kind of sufficed to, at the very least, disrupt DracKeN's economy. There we go, extra villagers go down, and the knights, they just keep on raiding underneath the TC. Maybe a little bit too greedily though, with that chain bar and armor. That was never going to last for too long, but he does manage to breach through on the left hand side. Push the villagers away from MbL, and the ones that do not walk away, they will perish. As the knights do not forgive. Another village goes down over there, and another one, and another one! And another one! In MbL, he's just bleeding eco out uncontrollably. He's got a huge hemorrhage. DracKen's gone for a 4 siege workshop to complement the knight push as well, and this is going to be so good. Not only against the DC, but even against the pikemen. If he plays his cards right, he can take the pikemen down. He can chunk the HP off these units and make the knight play significantly stronger as well. Now, he's not making use of it though, he's just going after villagers. Not the biggest fan of this. So he did end up losing a bunch of the knights. But in the end, he does come out on top though. He walks away, unconverted with knights. Does end up doing a lot of extra damage over here, and does end up pulling himself, well, kind of out of the gutter in a sense, and puts himself on the lead now. MbL has fallen behind by about 7 workers. He's fallen behind by about 7 military units. DracKeN is looking fantastic. Beautiful. He's going to clean out the towers and get access to this gold once again. As he has officially run out of the gold that he was collecting from the left hand side, a sneaky one. He's getting access to this one once again. Second TC is only now coming out for DracKeN. Still finds himself on a very strong villager lead. Take a look at the gather economy time. It's higher for DracKeN. Yes. Here we are. The knights cleaned out the towers. Now it's time to go for once again. Still no chain bar and armor though for DracKeN. That is not good. He needs it, especially if he's sticking underneath the TCs, trying to keep the rates. Yeah, you know, if he comes straight to the back once again of MbL's base, there is basically no protection. MbL's got 2 pikemen, 1 TC, and 25 villagers, so at the very least 10 of those villages are going to be, of course, left out of the TC. Yeah, well, DracKen's going for it, and he's gonna try to get the raids going. And he should be able to... Okay, we have 4 pikes right now. Oh, DracKen's turned around. Is he going back? If he just committed to the push, he should be in a pretty good spot, right? He's got enough knights right now that he might actually be able to take the TC down. Of course, he would need chain bar armor ideally for that. Once again, still missing the +2/+2. He's got a 30 TC on the way, while still remains 10 villages ahead compared to MbL. Villager crumbles. Yeah, I don't know. It felt to me like if DracKeN had gone for chain bar armor, potentially even just forging, he would have gotten a very, very nice raid coming on the left-hand side. But now the pikeman numbers are getting significantly higher for MbL, as he's a lot more aware of how exposed his economy was up until this point. Yeah, and the game is stabilizing. MbL is going for a 30 TC himself, DracKen's going for a 4 TC. Not to be the one to fall behind an economy. Yeah, and now we have a little raid coming in from MbL around DracKen's proxy economy. It shouldn't really be getting as much damage done as it's actually doing. Once again, DracKen's kind of struggling to keep up with everything that's taking place in the game at the same time. It's kind of weird to say like that because he's been the one kind of dictating the pace of the game. He's been the one kind of overwhelming MbL up until this point, but every time that the game stabilizes and MbL starts putting pressure, DracKeN seems to take so much longer to react to the pushes compared to MbL. Yeah, and this is not good for DracKeN anymore. He's given MbL plenty of time to go for so many extra pikemen. There we go. Tower's coming out for DracKeN, so he doesn't need to worry too much about his economy. But yeah, ideally he's going to clean the units up, and MbL has already gotten enough time to get the counter units that he needed out in the open, the pikemen. Meanwhile, on the right hand side, there is a castle coming up. Right next to one of MbL's TCs, and we take a look at DracKen's point of view. He did not know about the extra TC from MbL over here, otherwise he probably would have gone for the castle in between both TCs, but this is good. The players are trying to suppress each other, and the approach is very different, of course. With the forward castle, DracKen's automatically going to take TC down eventually. Well, MbL on the other hand, he is relying on the units instead going forward and getting the raids going in a very similar way to how DracKeN was approaching this game just 10 minutes ago, right? So far, it's been the most effective for DracKeN. Going for the raids earlier allowed him to get a lot of extra damage done. Gets the castle up a little bit later. But after having done the damage already, yeah, the castle's going to be a little bit of a cherry on top. Oh, nice quick walls from MbL, just in time, manages to prevent the knights from coming in. Yeah, and he's bringing a bunch of pikemen over here. So DracKeN is really struggling to seal the deal. I think the castle is definitely a step in the right spot, though. He will take this TC down, and very soon he's gonna have enough resources to go for yet another castle. And that one he could place next to this TC to take it down as well, push MbL away from gold, or alternatively he could go for it even further forward, right? Bring some of the villages over here up to the north, try to get a castle up. Probably in a place that still reaches the TC. The DracKeN probably somewhere around here, but I don't think this would be the best play for him. I think it would be much better for him to try and get access to, yes, the center, and this is what I'm talking about. We see the castle raise. Actually, yeah, favorite MbL. And he needed to get the castle up over here and prevent DracKeN from getting his own castle up, because I was about to say DracKeN is much better off going for the castle at the center instead of taking the TC down from MbL and pushing him away from the hill, getting the hill advantage himself, pushing him away from the resources, right? Getting access to this gold himself.
Yes.
But yeah, MbL was able to defend himself successfully, and now DracKeN is forced into a defensive castle instead. I think there's a lot riding in this game for MbL. Are we next? Yes. Interestingly enough, we have seen already some clowns lose on Arena in the past. But, and I think it was Dark versus DracKeN, right? In that series. That we saw the clown crumbled, but against MbL specifically, I think he should be pretty safe. Well, to be honest, I wouldn't really regard Dark as a particularly specialized arena player himself, but yeah, I haven't really seen him play outside tournaments too much to really know. All that I know for MbL and arena is Voodoo.
Shot it.
And that is the most stupid map ever, and that he's never playing it again. Chicken is coming in for DracKeN right now. He's got the castle, so might as well go for it. It's very good. It's very good. We were talking about this yesterday, I think, 2 days ago actually, about the Chikanus and how strong they can be, multi-projectile units can be against high pierce armor units, and that's going to be the case over here for the Chikanus against the Eagle Warriors. It's gonna be pretty good, and he's got a good amount of units already, so he can take on the Eagles. These are still standard archers in a sense, so he can just go and take the villagers as well, and he's going to do so. And he is looking really, really good. DracKeN's gotta pay attention though. Once again, he's reacting too late. A little bit too much happening around the game right now for DracKeN to keep up with everything. And look at that. MbL has almost enough resources to click up to the Imperial Age, but he's not producing anything in order to go up. And that seems kind of awkward to me. And that seems to me like it's going to be a situation of imp into nothing, imp into GG potentially. If DracKeN keeps on putting the pressure, MbL might actually not have enough left in the Imperial Age to take advantage of the technological head start. Fantastic. Tower's coming after DracKeN. He's got right now guard tower. These are stronger. Yeah, okay. What is that? 6DC coming up? Yeah, 6DC on the way for DracKeN right now. Beautiful. Timer on the way now for MbL. He is running out of ground though. Notice back home he's got just the farms and he does not have any gold. He's basically collecting resources around the center. He does not have much gold. Full stop, actually. Where is he collecting gold from? It says here that he's got 8 gold miners, but I just don't see them. He's running out of gold next to the PC. Ah, right. On the right-hand side. There we go. Yeah, my bad. Clamoring for DracKeN. Too tired today. I'll start coming up with the excuses already. Oh, and I had the worst dream ever. I had a nightmare. Sometimes I dream about stream stuff, and they are not scary dreams like a nightmare with monsters or anything, or somebody chasing you. But it was very anxiety inducing. It was very stressful. Dream was about somebody hacking my computer, and I couldn't control it. Like they would move the cursor, and they would start deleting files and uninstalling programs that I need for streaming. And I was like, no. And they wouldn't let me go to turn off the computer. Yeah, those are the things that I dream of. Feel free to feel good about not having to dream about that. They can feel so realistic, and then you wake up very tired. Yeah, it was so hard for me to wake up today. I slept really poorly because of the storm. I had the worst dreams. Woke up to the alarm that I set yesterday at the wrong time. I was supposed to wake up half an hour earlier, so I missed on something that I needed to be present for. That I scheduled even. So it felt pretty bad, and I don't know, it took me like 20 minutes just to keep my eyes open. Well, this game is already over for the most part. MbL has gotten to the Imperial Age, yes. He's got the Elite Eagle Warriors coming up, yes. Even though he's got a good amount of units coming up, DracKeN has gotten to the Imperial Age himself, and he's got Cavalier. Right, it's got chemistry. Right now the Chickens will be that much stronger against Eagle units. Yeah, and this is what I wanted to see. The Chickens and the Eagle Warriors. Good unit control, the Chickens are coming out on top. Especially if you can fit these inside of the little nook over there. He's still gonna surround though, so it's not ideal, but notice you're gonna start taking almost no damage, and the Eagle Warriors are going down, and now MbL is running out of room, running out of air, and running out of chances of taking the series. As DracKeN takes the second game, it's gonna be 2-0 in favor of the Czech player, and we're gonna take a look at game number 3, which will occur on DracKeN's home map, Arena. So MbL's not looking the best whatsoever. Let's take a look at the achievements one more time. Better KD for DracKeN. For economy, we have a stronger economy for DracKeN, and it's not even close. 21,000 extra resources, or 20,500 extra resources. Society was a higher villager max count for DracKeN as well. And well done. Well done. This was really, really good from DracKeN. Extremely well played. Take a look at game number 3 in a moment. Let's cross the civs out first. Well, that's for MbL in Kilimanjaro. That was Mayans against the Chinese. Now for game number 3, we have Bengalis for DracKeN. Hey, he's got Britons too. Bengalis is gonna try and absorb Dark's arena powers, like Kirby. Is DracKeN just going to take the form of Dark for game number 3? I guess we are going to find out without having to wait for too long. Let's just go for it. Let me change the player colors. So yeah, we have Bengalis, we have Britons, and MbL. MbL's got Turks, he's got Gujaras and Teutons. He could use any of those civilizations on Arena. He'd probably be fine. Let's go. And game number 3 is here. He could, but he will play Turks versus Bengalis. Yeah. Talk about being off for both of us. I was expecting Bengalis versus Turks myself too. Players, yes. I'm pretty sure that's the case. DracKeN doesn't have the slightest clue of how to play this. Let's take a look at the civilization. So DracKen's playing with Britons. That means he's gonna get 25% faster working shepherds. We're gonna see for the wool player on top of that. A 50% wood discount on TCs starting at the castle age, in addition to 1 and 2 extra range on foot archer units in the castle and Imperial Ages, except for skirmishers. The team bonus will give the Britons 20% faster working archer ranges, while MbL on the other hand, playing with the Gujaras, will have 2 additional berries underneath the TC upon starting the game. He'll have the ability to garrison. There we are. Herdables inside the mills. He'll have 20, 30, and 40% higher bonus damage from mounted units. For the team bonus, the Gujaras will get 25% faster training camels and elephant type units. But the way I call the lizard sweep on Thursday chat 10 minutes before the series started, not looking too bad for that bold prediction. Right. That one is going well. How many have not gone that well before? Let's take a look at the map generation. All right. Mingo on the back for DracKeN, that's good. He's got the main stone on the back, that's fantastic as well. Secondary goes for very close to the walls. We have talked about this in the past. We have the other secondary golds, secondary gold and secondary stones forward. And while having this gold close to the walls in and of itself would probably not make too much of a difference, because it's so damn close to these 2 additional resources, it could be very interesting if MbL got vision of this. In case he was going for a push, and it doesn't even need to be a castle drop, right? Any kind of push from this angle is going to make it very difficult for DracKeN to collect resources from there. While taking a look at MbL's map generation on the other hand, we're going to see that the red player, he's got the main goal on the back. He's got the main stone on the back as well, so very consistent generation in that regard. But we do have the secondary gold forward, kind of exposed, in the sense that it's going to get scouted. And then we have the other secondary gold outside. We have the secondary stone outside as well. That'd be about it. This one does not seem to be quite as problematic for MbL compared to DracKen's secondary gold being forward, because at the very least the distribution of resources for MbL is not quite as detrimental, let's say. My reasoning for the civilizations: DracKeN wanted Bengalis, both afraid of getting bricked by the Teuton resistance. He knew that Bengalis monks would be good versus Turks. To avoid the Teuton defeat, he chose Britons to counter Teutons and to get a decent monk match versus Turks. Could be. Definitely mind games are going to be a thing, given the draft that we have for TTL, having 2 extra civilizations than what you usually would need for the series, being that the standard is just a 1 extra civilization. I've actually liked to see 2 extra spots for civilization, and it's something that I'm hoping to adopt for one of my tournaments, hopefully coming later this year. It's time for you to do unnecessary dramatic zoom into a scout while doing a dramatic noise. He's pushing deer, no way. There we go, you got it. That's the best you're going to get from me today. I'm not too willing to go into doing a lot of shenanigans. Just so damn tired, man. By the way, today we have 3 series confirmed, but yesterday there were 4 series scheduled for today. I'm not really sure what happened. One of the series, it seems like it got scrapped. I don't know if it's the 4th series that was scheduled yesterday necessarily. Maybe they, maybe the 2nd or 3rd series got canceled and then they just moved the other one slot earlier or something. But it says that the 4th series on the day is to be confirmed. I'm actually not really sure. Let me check. All right. There is no confirmation of what the 4th series of the day is going to be yet. But it seems to me like it's going to happen for sure. The 2nd and 3rd series will take place live. Hera versus Capoche and Hera versus MbL. Wow. Hera playing 2 series back to back. Well, Nico's gonna have to go for something like that himself as well. Ideally, there's going to be a day where Nico's going to play like 4 sets in a row. Obviously, that wouldn't be ideal. Even if it's only 3 games per set, you don't want to burn yourself out. Regardless. Cancelation's on the way now for DracKeN MbL. It's taking a little bit longer. He's getting the market up. This is not the best from MbL, that's for sure. He'll need to use the market. Yeah, he's going for yet another villager. This has not been a good build for MbL. He's getting idle TC time. He's going up so much later compared to DracKeN. Here we go. Yeah, so it should be on the way now for MbL. Okay, so it's on the way finally for MbL. Well, just in time to get there before DracKeN. Just in time to click up and be on his way to the castle edge before DracKeN got there. But yeah, MbL is not in the best spot. He ended up going up significantly later. And now DracKeN, of course, goes for the additional TCs right off the bat. It's gonna start pulling ahead in villager count significantly so. And MbL, on the other hand, goes up on a stronger economy, yes. But it's going to take so much longer to get the extra TCs up. By the time he does so, DracKen's probably going to find himself on a 10 villager lead or so to it. The reaction from DracKeN MbL. Realized about this a little bit too late. He does have another scout coming up though. Yes, but DracKen's going to push him away with the power of faith. MbL gets to the castle age, he finally starts going for a monastery. DracKeN already has the first monk out, so he's gone for 2 TCs and the monastery on top of that. Right now, he doesn't really have the means to go out, as he's not been going for scouts. MbL should be in a better position in this regard. He does have 4 scouts already out, plus the scout, the camel rider. Now, turn from camel scout. And yeah, there you are.
Namaste.
Siege workshop on the way for MbL. There we are, armor elephants on the way now for MbL as well. Hey Parisian, I saw you earlier. Welcome back. Looks like Monk is coming out for MbL. He's most likely not going to end up getting all the relics. And DracKen's gonna be under a lot of pressure. So it's a full siege push coming up. Oh, nice villager pick though. I believe MbL does not have loom. So the villager sniper over there did not come at a... It's a huge surprise, probably. Still has 1 villager left. But yeah, MbL is only now going for the 3rd TC. This is kind of awkward though, and we were expecting to see DracKeN get at the very least a 10 villager lead over MbL, and more likely 12 villager lead because of him pretty much getting to the castle age at about the same time as MbL had clicked up. But it's going to be even higher than that. DracKen's managed to get a 15 villager lead already. And while MbL does have a few military buildings forward, the siege workshop, the monastery over here, he gets the conversion against DracKeN scout. He is going for economy himself. He's got 3 TCs, so if he's... Oh, the 4 TCs on the way for MbL even, damn! So he's got 4 TCs, or he's about to be on 4 TCs. And he's gonna try to go for military at the same time. He's gonna try and go for a push over here. I just don't see how that's going to work ever. He's got an already smaller economy compared to DracKen's to go for a lot more stuff. He's trying to go for extra stuff. Yeah, and DracKen's got another mangonel coming out. $50C coming up for MbL. Oh boy, talk about trying to catch up. This comes at a price, guys. He is going for extra TCs to try and catch up in economy with an already smaller economy. So this is going to come extremely expensive for MbL, and DracKeN is, because of the extra TCs for MbL, most likely going to be the first one to get to the Imperial Age by a lot. Notice that DracKeN is collecting some stone right now. He's not going for a 4 TC. So he'll get the castle up soon. Probably on his way to the Imperial Age. MbL? Yeah, MbL, if he's ever hoping to keep all 5 TCs working, which will allow him to catch up in the next 3 minutes or so, is of course not going to be able to save any resources. So by the time he completely catches up in work account, we're probably gonna see... By the way, you gotta love that. Get out of my elephant. So yeah, we're probably going to see just... DracKeN get to the Imperial Age much earlier. MbL start pulling ahead in village account once DracKeN gets to the Imperial Age. Or once he clicks up to the Imperial Age. But yeah, of course, we're gonna get a different sort of momentum for the Czech player when he gets up and he's got a stronger technology to work with. Hey, Flower Dancer, hi, welcome back as well. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope everything's going well for you. Nice defense for DracKeN. He's getting the resource he needs to go up to the Imperial H. MbL is not producing from all 5 TCs anymore. He's got 3 villages queued up from a single TC. And MbL seems to be committed to going up to the Imperial H himself as well. So this is actually very good for MbL in my opinion. If he just tried to catch up in economy, he would have not only caught up, he would have gotten ahead in economy, but it would have come at the cost of technology, right? He would have been so much later to the Imperial Age. Now instead, he's gonna try and go up himself very soon as well, but DracKeN still hasn't beat. Notice how MbL is trying to bring the relics back home now. This is not safe at the center anymore. Here we are. There is 1 relic missing though, isn't there? We have 3, that's gonna be the 4th? What is the 5th relic? I don't see it. Oh, DracKeN took a relic. Okay. All right. Yes, DracKeN had taken one of the relics. Completely missed that. So MbL is going to the Imperial Age. He's hot in the trails of DracKeN. The difference is going to be of only about 23 seconds or so, so it's not bad. It's not bad. Beautiful. Oh, Petard's coming in on the right hand side. Well, he's coming up in MbL. He was trying to get the quick walls up. Couldn't really do it, but this isn't really very strong from DracKeN, so it's unlikely he'll be able to get any damage done in MbL. Yeah, he's pretty easily able to handle this. What's going to happen at the center though is the most important. DracKeN's got the second trebuchet on the way. He will struggle as MbL does have 2 castles to work with. He's completely outproducing DracKeN. Here we go. DracKen's trying to keep the castle up over here. 4 trebuchets from MbL though should make it pretty difficult. Let's put it that way for the bull player to keep the castle up, especially with only 9 villagers repairing over here. Is not going to suffice ever against 4 trebuchets. However, MbL is bound to take some losses himself, and that's 1 castle going down. We had 3 trebuchets for DracKeN to work with as well. It's going over the left hand side 1. And there's another castle on the way now for MbL as well. Will DracKeN go for Werewolf though? I don't think he's got it right now. He doesn't have it. No. But he's saving a lot of resources. He's trying to go for it. And MbL's balancing his economy. Is going to start going for Shivansha Riders. We don't have any pikemen at hand for DracKeN. For the most part, he was sending those forward. That's not going to be the case anymore. But where are they? They are out of position. he needs to bring them over to the center. The Shiransha Riders are starting to mass up from MbL, and crosses on their own, of course, are not going to be enough. Trebuchet crumbles from DracKeN. Still has 3 though. Oh, another one goes down. Yeah, boy, and another one. MbL has been probably the luckiest that I have seen him be with the chair shots over there. I think it's like 3 chair shots. Go right on target. DracKeN is not done for the trap push over here. It's gonna try and get the castle down. Still has 2 trebuchets left to work with, although one of those is very low HP. But here come the Shiransha Riders, and here come the pikemen. And is that going to be enough though? It seems like the trebuchets, they are going down. One is going down, yeah, but the Shiransha Riders get completely annihilated as the pikemen and the castles reduce the units. Nothing but corpses there. DracKeN finds himself in a fantastic position, where all he's got to do is make sure that he can keep on pumping the trebuchets to get the castle down. And once the castle crumbles, well, there's not going to be anything stopping the pikemen. And to be fair, even with the castle up, and now with the halberdier upgrade, it's looking so good for DracKeN. He's taking the trebuchets down. We're gonna have only 4 left over here for MbL, and of course the castle does end up crumbling. So this puts DracKeN in a much better position, and it seems like it's going to be a clean sweep, guys. We'll see the first one from DracKeN, I believe. Yeah, and MbL can't be too happy about this performance this series. DracKeN, on the other hand, is probably gonna be ecstatic about it. And while the game is not over, it's quite clearly favoring DracKeN, and not by a little bit, by a lot. A sweep versus MbL is a feat from any player? Yes, completely agreed. And DracKeN, who was kind of relying on Arena specifically to remain in the Platinum League, has now found himself in a position where he's not only going to compensate for the 1 Arena game that he has lost so far, but even more so than that, right? He's getting 3 points over here. So he's got the Arena game, and then he's got 2 more, so it's going to be 1 extra point than if he had taken the Arena game against Dark last time around. In any case, yeah, DracKeN probably not going to complain too much about his position after this series. We're going to take a look at the standings afterwards, of course. Like even versus Leary, I'd say 2-1 is more likely than 3-0. Alright. Probably. I'd probably agree with that. How's Leary, by the way? Has he been playing a lot? Outside tournaments? I remember there was 1 week where Leary streamed like every day of the week or so, and then I never really heard much about him anymore. And I don't know if he ever did it. Yeah, and MbL doesn't really have much of anything to defend himself with right now, and it's especially not going to be enough now that DracKeN is going for Onager. Siege Engineers, right? MbL's got Skirmishers. They will get completely flattened by Onagers. It's got Shiransha Riders, which won't suffice against the amount of units DracKen's working with over here. They have 24 Arbalesters already, and a bunch of Halberdier, close to 40 Halberdier already for DracKeN, so of course Shrivanshas are not going to work, the Skirmishes are not going to work. MbL just finished researching Elite Shrivansha. Yeah, but it's still not going to hold a candle against 40 Halberdier. MbL is just trying to mass the units up, get into 200 population. This is a little bit of a Hail Mary from the red player, and he's got plate barred and armor. He's just finished researching, and meanwhile DracKen's going for blast furnace. He's got plate mail armor ready for the halberdier. So here comes an engagement. MbL does not have the time, does not have the liberty to mass the units up in the way that he intended to. So now he's gonna be forced into unleashing the units, and he's got some of the Shrivanshas down the south trying to breach through the gates, and it seems like it's not gonna be possible. The Anja's going to flatten these out already though. Oh boy, the Shrivansha riders are not taking any damage from the Anja at all. Damn. Talk about agility. I think that might have been a little bit too much. That seemed kind of awkward, but anyway. Here we go. DracKen's just ignoring the push from MbL for the most part. I mean, he did try to defend himself with the Anja, even if he wasn't able to, right? But like, what is MbL realistically going to do with these units? Not much, I'll tell you that. Here comes the Onager. It's probably going down to the skirmishers. Yes, it does manage to get some of the skirmishers down, but DracKeN is not really relying on that once again. Let's push over here. Honestly, with halberdier alone, he'd probably be able to win this one. And that castle inside the walls already from MbL is fantastic. Hey, Grafnang, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome everyone, I hope you had a good stream, and I hope you guys, all of you, had a great stream as well. And there we go. You're coming in just in time as MbL calls a GG. DracKeN gets a clean sweep against MbL this Playoff 3 series. For T90 Titans League, the Platinum League, in the group stage. I believe this is the third series of DracKeN. We're gonna take a look at the standings in a moment, but let's take a look at the achievements first. Ability KD for DracKeN, yes. Surpassing 5 to 4 kill ratio. For economy, we have a stronger economy for DracKeN as well, collecting about 10,000 extra resources. And for society, a higher villager max count for DracKeN, collecting about 11, or getting about 11 extra villagers for the villager max count. In the end, both these players incurred in a lot of villager losses, but it was a little bit worse for MbL. Regardless though, let's go back.